Hi there, welcome. It's Katrina Sawa here, the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach with jumpstartyourmarketing.com and loveyourselfsuccessful.com, my book. And I am doing this video training from lovely San Diego. I was actually on a conference when I needed to record this for you, and I wanted just to take the time and be away from my office to be able to really dive in as much as I could with the creative marketing strategies I want to share with you today in the short amount of time that I have. So if you don't know who I am, I'm known as the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach because I literally kick my clients into high gear. I'm really, really good at seeing the holes and opportunities in someone's business to find out where they can make more money, be more efficient, more productive, stop working so hard, and raise their rates, do different business models. And I love to look at a lot of the big picture stuff as well as the nitty-gritty of what you're doing so that it can all flow together into a smooth running money-making machine. So that's what I do. You can find out more about me at jumpstartyourmarketing.com. There's a lot of free trainings and videos on that website, so go check it out. Today I want to talk to you though about relationship marketing strategies to double your business and more. And when I talk about relationship marketing, there's three different types of marketing that I talk about, and it has to do with new business. There's new business marketing. That's where you're going out and getting new prospects, people that don't know you, have never heard of you before, right? And various different ways to do that. And then there's database marketing. That's the second one, database marketing. And that's where people already know you and they've been introduced to you somehow, maybe through an event or a video or an interview, or they found you online or you met offline. However they met you or know you, they can be in your database, so to speak. Okay? And then the third type of marketing I teach is referral source marketing. So some referral sources are already in your database, and there's some great clients and friends that already refer business to you, and that's awesome. But then there's going to be a whole series of people or potential companies or types of business owners or businesses themselves who are a good fit to refer to you. And we want to build a referral source prospect list, okay? So today we want to talk about three things. I want to talk to you about creative online and offline marketing strategies. And I want to talk to you about how to change up your website to make it work for you instead of just looking pretty, right? And then the third thing I want to talk to you about is easy strategies for follow-up in your marketing. I'm an expert in follow-up. I have a whole system on follow-up. I'm going to touch on it a little bit today, and then I'll share with you even more how to get more from me. But I want to dive in. This is all about you, this little training. So if you're an entrepreneur who's already in business, right, for a few years now or longer, you're probably doing a bunch of marketing already, or at least a little bit of marketing, hopefully, and it could be working a little bit, sometimes maybe not, right? So we want to, what I find most with entrepreneurs is that they think if they've tried something and it hasn't worked, they think, oh, that doesn't work for me. Instead of saying, well, did I do it right, or did I try it, give it enough give it long enough a try, right? I come from the advertising world, and people used to say, well, just run my ad, one time and I'll see if it works, and then I'll see if I want to do it again. Well, you're not going to get results from one ad in one newspaper one day, right? So it's about a plan of action for what you're doing in your marketing. You got to give things a good try, and sometimes you have to tweak things as you go. And I don't know if you've tried Facebook ads lately. Facebook advertising is one of those things where you've really got to try and test a bunch of different things. And yeah, you got to invest some money to do that until you find the ad that works. Now, I'm not going to talk to you today about Facebook ads. That's not really something that I do. I actually do it in my company, but I don't teach that. So I actually hire someone to do that myself because you have to really be up on that. That is a really good strategy these days if you do it well and you do it with somebody who does it well for other people already. I don't recommend dabbling in it. Okay, so let's talk more about the online and offline different strategies that you can do. Let's go online first, right? I know a lot of you want to make passive income. You want to make money doing what you love, just, waiting for the money to roll in through the inbox, right? Someone to click and buy on your website. Well, that's great, but we have to get traffic to the website in order to do that. And I'll talk about the website in just a minute. But in order to get more traffic to the website, you got to have more free gifts, right? So how many different free offers do you have on your website? Do you have different landing pages and things like that? Where are you marketing those free gifts? Are you putting them on Facebook? Are you just doing a post? Are you doing an ad? Do you send them out to your regular email list? Do you ask your email list to actually share your stuff? Do you have affiliates? These are a lot of things that you can do to drive more traffic to the click and buy type stuff. But first, usually they want to try you out. Usually they need to try you out for free first before they pay, right? And that's become the norm on the online marketing, is they want to try you out for free first before they pay. And that's logical. In this day and age, people have already been burned once or twice or more on the internet, one way or the other, and unfortunately by people who take advantage of them. And so the rest of us who have good stuff to offer, have to suffer because they don't trust us yet, right? So that's okay. But we have to get to know them more, and this is building that relationship. And building that relationship is done through email marketing, can be done through the phone. You do want to figure out when you send people to your website. Initially, of course, we just want to take the name and email, but at some point you got to get their full contact information, okay? So get their address, get their mailing address, people, get their phone numbers. And I know it seems old school, but this is the way, this is the new way. It's going back to old school because there's so much noise out there on the internet. There's so many different places people get content and information. There's, YouTube videos and Facebook, and there's ads in our feed, and there's, it's crazy how much content is out there and how many people want our attention, right, on the internet. Anytime you open a browser, whoop, you got stuff in your face. So people just don't see most of the stuff you're sending. So you've got to get them in different ways. So one thing I talk about with my Jumpstart Your Marketing system is the first step is really getting in front of more people more often and in more ways. And you got to do that through direct mail. You got to get on the phone these days. If not you, somebody in your company should be calling through your database. All right. So new business marketing, how do we get in front of a bunch of new people, right, who would need our message? There's publicity. There's, you can do cold calling and direct mail if that's something for your industry, but coaches and consultants, probably not. Speaking and networking is the best place, right? Doing live, if it's online, you can do interviews, you can do your own videos like this and put them on the website, put them on YouTube, you can put them on Vimeo, you can put them on Facebook and all over social media. You can do Facebook Live shows by yourself. You can also do interviews with Facebook Live now if you use Zoom and other platforms like VOW. So there's a lot of different ways to get yourself out there, and a lot of them are free, okay? They're free opportunities for you to get in front of more people. And then ask for people to share. So give really good content. Don't just be salesy, right? Give really good content and then ask for people to share your content out. And the more people that can share your information, the more you'll get in front of other people more often in more ways, right? Okay, and then let's see, online, we talked about new business. Let's talk about database marketing. So the database marketing, a lot of times we just get them on the email list. We might send them a few autoresponders, but then what? Then what do you really do for your database, right? I just sent out St. Patrick's Day cards to some of my clients, right? So send out something in the mail. This is why you have to get their address. So a really cool, tricky way to get their address is maybe you have a great free audio program or a webinar of some sort, and you can burn it to a CD or a DVD, and you can say, hey, anybody who wants my free audio training on my CD and get the CD in the mail, enter your full contact here and I'll mail it off to you, right? You're going to get a good amount of people opting in for that. Of course, not everybody's going to do it, but you'll get a good amount of people. Then with the other people that didn't do that, ask for a survey, have them take a quiz, do something else engaging with your database, and get them to give you their mailing address and phone number. And then you have to build a plan, right? What do you mail to them? Well, anything that can help build relationship. right? Something of value, a print newsletter, an article. Take some of your articles that you put on your blog or some of your video tips and transcribe them into articles and put them in a printed newsletter and send something in the mail like that. They might actually read that versus opening an email of yours, right? You can even link to, or not link to in there, but you can show the link to your YouTube channel, your website, other videos, your blog, other places to get them engaged. You can advertise your live events, your podcast, things like that. Other things to engage your current database. I actually started doing these live masterclasses, and I call them a masterclass, and they're on Zoom. And what I do is I get anybody who wants to come and pick my brain, right? I get asked all the time, oh, if I could just, if you could just answer a few questions for me, Kat, or I have some questions, I need help with this one thing, I don't need a whole coaching program or whatever. Okay, well, so I started doing 2-hour master classes where it's basically open coaching for 2 hours with anybody who comes. Some of my regular clients come and they're allowed to come for free as a bonus, but I charge like $79 for 2 hours of my time. And it's anywhere from 5 to 15 people on the line. And I'm just constantly, it's like a little mini mastermind. I'm working with people individually on what they're working on. Other people are chiming in and helping and giving resources too. And it's a great little mini mastermind. And there's different people on every month. So that's something you could totally do. I've been telling my clients to do something like this. This is a really great way to invite your current database, people that already know, like, and trust you, to come and try you out, to come and experience what you have for expertise. You don't have to be a coach or consultant to do something like this. You can be an author, you can be a speaker, you can have any kind of business and come and do Q&A or open coaching or open discussion on any topic, or leave it open and they can ask you anything. And I find it's a really great way for people to feel less, it's less risky for them to spend, $50 or $100 to come and do something like that, instead of put down thousands of dollars for, in case they don't know if they like you yet, right? So that's a really creative thing that I'm finding. Another thing to engage your database. So now when I say your database, remember, it's everybody that you have access to that knows you. That doesn't mean they're all on your email newsletter list. So when you're looking at your social media, you have friends on Facebook and connections on LinkedIn and followers on Twitter, right? So how can you connect with those people and engage with those people more, rather than just posting and hoping that they see it in their feed? Because as we know, we're seeing less and less stuff in our feed, right? They want you to pay to play. So you can private message them, right? How many times have you private messaged somebody that you were already friends with? I do it often, actually, and I don't always try to sell something. Sometimes I'm asking them to share something of mine, and I'm offering to reciprocate in some way. But you just reach out and say, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. I know you're one of my friends here on Facebook, and I don't know everybody really well. I'd love to have a phone conversation to see if or how we can help each other. That's the key phrase. I'd love to see if or how we can help each other. You can write that in a note card. You can put that in an email. You can write that in a private message on social media. That is a key phrase to getting a lot of people to respond to that, to want to talk with you, to see, because it's a win-win. You're proposing a win-win with them, right? So the other thing I want to talk to you about creative online and offline marketing is making it easy for people to buy. Okay, so we have to make things easy for people to buy these days. You're making it too difficult if you don't have your address, your phone number, your email address on your website. You're making it difficult if you go to an event and somebody's interested in talking to you about hiring you, but you don't have an order form to sign them up, or can't take their credit card today and sign them up. That's making it difficult for you and for them. They're ready now. Plus, you have to follow up. You have to set up a phone call. You have to actually do a lot of work in the back end if you're not prepared today to take the sale. If you don't have click and buy buttons on your website, let's switch over to number 2, right? Let's talk about your website. If you don't have those click and buy buttons where and hooked up to a shopping cart, or at least PayPal, although PayPal is a short-term solution to taking money on online, in my opinion. I think you really need a full-on shopping cart, and it doesn't have to be the expensive ones like Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels, but you can use other shopping carts where it creates your database. I use one that is jumpstartshoppingcart.com, and it's everything I need all in one place, one system to log into. Besides my website, I have my shopping cart, and boom, I'm done. Does all my email marketing, does all my autoresponders, houses all my products. It houses my entire database of contacts and my email list and everything. One of the other key things with it also has web forms, okay? So when you have a website, one of the things I see that's a problem with maintaining efficiency in people's websites is that their forms, their online forms, like your contact form, or if you have a form to fill out to talk to you in a strategy session, for example, or even your opt-in boxes for anything that you're doing, whether it's a webinar or a free gift, all of those forms, sometimes I see them all over the place on plugins, and they're over here in MailChimp, and then they're somewhere else over here on Google Doc forms. It's like, it's too all over the place. It's not organized. So that means when someone fills out a form, they're not going into one centralized place. Don't do that. You want them to go into one centralized place so that you can house all that data in a contact database. And you can do that in jumpstartshoppingcart.com. You can do that in the cart that I use. You can do that in a lot of the different systems. If you're in Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels is a little bit more wonky than that, but and I don't want to get into the technical here on this video, but I do talk to people about that on their one-on-one, because it's different for every person. But those forms are so vital, right? And one of the things when you're having a free consult or a free strategy session, you want to have them fill out some questions before you take them over to the Calendly or the Time Trade link. You don't just want to say, book a call with me, and then have them go to your calendar and fill up your calendar, because you don't know who they are. You haven't gotten their information yet. They haven't even given you any information yet besides what they need to do to fill out the calendar, right? I don't recommend that, because it's going to waste a lot of your time with looky-loos and people that aren't ready to buy. Make them jump through a couple hoops first to fill out a couple questions to make sure they're qualified. Pre-qualify them a little bit with a form on a page. You can go to a page that I have and just look and see what I do. It's called askkat.biz, ASKKAT.biz. So I actually have a separate domain name because I do a lot of videos. So it's easy for me to say, go to askkat.biz to come and talk with me. So you can do that too. Make sure you buy some unique URLs that can direct people to specific pages on your website, so that when you're doing videos or audio interviews or podcast interviews or your own radio show or whatever, that you can send people directly there. Because if I had to tell you, go to my website at jumpstartyourmarketing.com and find the page that says strategy session, then they would get lost, because there's 100 and something pages on my website. So they would get lost. So make sure you're using creative URLs to direct people to those pages. But go check out my page to see what questions I ask, and you'll see how I set up that page. Because it does take them to my calendar, but not until they've at least filled out the form, and the form goes into the shopping cart. So it's kind of nice. So those are some key things about your website. And the last thing I'm going to talk to you about is follow-up. I built my business on follow-up, networking and follow-up in the local area before the internet was even that popular. I mean, I've been doing business for almost 16 years. And I still do a ton of follow-up. It's big. Nobody does enough follow-up, okay? So you have to be the one to do the follow-up in your circles and at the events that you attend. You have to be the one, I'm sorry to tell you, but you can delegate most of it. You can delegate and automate most of the follow-up if you spend a little time to set up the systems in the beginning. I have templates for you and all that. But the key is to have 4 types of follow-ups and do 28 touches within 60 days. I know that seems like a lot, but the first 60 days of meeting someone in person or getting connected with them online is the follow-up period in my mind. And then they go into regular database marketing, all right? And they can get your other updates and things like that. So Within that 60 days period, though, you got to do 4 types of follow-up. You got to do email marketing, right? Hopefully they've agreed to get on your email list. You don't just want to add them. That's spam. And then phone calls. You might need more than one phone call if you can't connect with them. A lot of times we get voicemail, right? And have to leave a voicemail when we follow up. And then direct mail. Please put something in the mail, please. And I actually recommend 3 or 4 different mailings within that 3-month or 2-month period, that 60-day period. Put something in the mail, a note card, a postcard, a bookmark, a letter. It can be something fun, like a holiday thing. Whatever you can do, it has to be memorable. They have to understand who it's from. It has to be memorable and branded as well. And then the 4th way to follow up is on social media. You can, if you meet people offline, then you go find them on Facebook and friend request them and send them a message. Okay, don't just friend request them though. Don't just, connect with them on LinkedIn and be their connection. You have to actually send a message, drive it to a phone call. There has to be that additional step. Otherwise, people are getting lost. I mean, you're adding friends, but nobody cares. Nobody cares, nobody's watching, nobody's doing anything. Nobody's gonna refer you, nobody's gonna share your stuff unless you actually take the next step to engage more and really build those relationships. And yeah, it can take time, but a lot of this stuff that I'm telling you can be automated, delegated, and systematized. And even, virtual assistants and your team can take care of it, but we have to set up the system the right way from the start so that you can be a smooth running money-making machine. I hope this gave you some ideas today. I want to wrap up by saying I'm here to support you any way you can. The VOW Council is amazing, and I'm so happy to be a part of this. And I wanted to give as much as I could. I've already gone over my time, so hopefully it's okay. But please come and see me. My name is Katrina Sawa. You can find me at jumpstartyourmarketing.com. If you do /free trainings, you can find some webinars and free audios and even a copy of my book if you go over there. And I'd love to talk with you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye now.